Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Family Empire Houston. They are back. Y'all know they took a hiatus because the Olympics were on, but we're back with season 1, episode 5, Showdown at the Hoedown. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So when we last left off, remember they had this contract that they presented to Chris, and he was saying it was like a 360 deal, and absolutely not. So then he, in his representation, aka Jaquita, his wife, they sit at the table in the boardroom to get some things straight. So they're at the table and Chris tells them, I got my own contract. I'm kind of like the Kobe of the Braden Group, and I'm gonna need y'all to build a team around me. They looking at him like, oh, Chris, you done lost your whole mind. Now, I don't think that it's bad that he actually wants a team to help, because then y'all get more work done. But they weren't going. They were not going for it. They were like, Kobe, sir, it's giving bench warmer. And damn sure ain't giving no Kobe. Child, anyway, they looked at him like, boy, if you don't go. He starts presenting some things that he had taken off the contract and things that he wanted added. Basically, it was him getting a lighter load, but with the same amount of pay. I'm like, sir, you did all that and accepted the same pay. Now, he said he didn't want to, but he did it because he wanted Jaquita to feel secure, because we already know she thinks the money is not going to be moneying, and he don't want her nervous system bad when she go down to the bank, honey. He don't want no overdrafts coming through his way, so he just took it. Nicole and Jamisha, they agreed. They were like, okay, we like this, but Jamisha said, but you know what? I would like an exclusive contract. Jaquita said, oh, okay, well, if we get exclusivity, then we're going to have to up the pay. Okay, that's just how this thing works. So Nicole wants to do it on a probationary period. He gets 3 months, and then if he does well, then they'll think about increasing his pay. He was like, what? Ain't no probationary period. Say, well, no, that's not gonna work for me. He's like, no, we're not gonna do probation. So then she said, okay, well, how about a 60-day probation? And if after that you can deliver these deliverables, then we can talk about an increase in pay. Chris, you better do the work now. He agreed to the 60-day probationary period. If and when he does what he's supposed to do, then he will be paid according to his work. So I think that that's going to be something good for the both of them, both parties involved, because it's like, okay, he wants to prove that he deserves more pay, and so he's going to do more work, which is what they already wanted. So maybe he'll be more present, and everything gonna be everything. In the next scene, Jamisha went to pick up the aunties. Now she trying to butter them up, child. She done bought them flowers down at the Kroger. Aunt Charlotte was like, girl, what you want? You ain't slick. She already knew Jamisha was coming with a hidden agenda. She was like, I'm in this back seat, baby, but you ain't fooling me. So on the way there, Jamisha brings up the land. And you know what this is reminding me of? It's reminding me of that damn Ferris Street over there on Bell Collective. Baby, they talked about that Ferris Street every single episode. The Comeback Group from Huntsville and the Ferris Street Project from the Bell Collective. If Carlos King don't do nothing else, he gonna have something repetitive going on in the show. So she wants to talk about the land. Her Aunt Cheryl was like, okay, well, wait a minute. Y'all need to know that there's a pecking order. There are the G's, the G1s, and the G2s. So basically, y'all got to get in line, because it ain't y'all turn yet. Aunt Charlotte was trying to say something. She wanted to ask a question, child, but she couldn't remember what it was. I'm like, don't feel bad, baby. I understand. I can't remember stuff half the time either. That damn perimenopause, honey, confuses me all the way. Do you hear me? Earlier today, I posted the wrong damn review. I was like, oh my gosh, child. My nervous system bad. So don't feel bad, Aunt Charlotte. I'm with you. So Jamisha is still trying to state her case and let them know how this is going to be beneficial, right? But her aunts are adamant about the order. They're like, no, y'all need to wait in line. She's telling them the real though, because taking that land and building on it is going to give you even more. And it's going to be something for everybody. So then Jamisha, child, that had got on her nerves. She was like, I just feel like y'all are looking for a payday. And Aunt Charlotte was like, no, baby, this is our inheritance. Girl, you tried it. But then Aunt Charlotte was like, and you need to watch your tone. I'm still your aunt. Now, me personally, I didn't think that she was getting out of line. I think maybe what she was saying they didn't like, but her tone wasn't abrasive. I thought she was very respectful. I just can't see her getting nasty. I just couldn't see that. Now, I don't think she was getting out of line, but in the South, baby, them aunts and them uncles, they sometimes still look at us as kids, even though we're adults. And it's like, I'm just having a conversation with you. Why are you all up in arms? But anywho, they ain't going for it. It didn't work. So we'll see about it next time. Moving forward. In the next scene, Jermisha and the family are having some family time. They're in the park, throwing the balls around. Their family's so cute. So cute. And Jermisha is telling her husband that Nicole is more like the upfront person. She's the face, and people know Braden because of Nicole. She was like, and Nicole is not even a broker. She's an agent. And there is a difference, okay? There is a difference. She said that people will call her and be like, girl, are you still working? Because we didn't think you were doing real estate anymore. She wants to be more upfront because she's more behind the scenes. She's doing the admin work. But she did say when her and Nicole first started, Nicole said she was going to take this certain role. And she said that she was going to be more on the back end. But now she wants to step into her light. I know that's right, girl. Step up and step out. She really wants her time to shine. And I think that you should, because you are not an administrative assistant. I'm pretty sure y'all got one, but it ain't you. This is you and Nicole's business. And nobody would have ever known that Nicole wasn't a broker. Child, the way she be strutting around there and whatnot. Now, she still does add value to the Braden Group, and they did start this business together, but you would not know it. You would not know that she's not a broker. Now, I think Jermisha is just not used to actually getting her flowers, but baby, go on, don't step on up there, get your flowers and step into your light. So then she was also telling her husband that she wants to start a podcast. She's like struggling with juggling everything, being a good wife, being a good mom, trying to start these businesses, doing all this stuff. And I can so relate to what she's talking about. Because it's like you try to do so many things, but you want to make sure you're not neglecting other things. So yeah, basically I was just talking about that. The kids were throwing the ball around, seeing her sweet baby out there throwing that football with his little bitto self. That was just so cute. Moving forward. Over on the other side of town, Nicole is at the house with her husband, and she's trying to figure out what to wear to the family rodeo roundup. So it's rodeo time in Houston at the time of this filming. And so they're going to get together and have like a Braden Group / family fun day, but rodeo themed. So as she's picking out these outfits, all of a sudden she going to say, oh, and yeah, and by the way, the adoption specialist is coming around in a few. Ma'am, you cannot just spring important information like this on a man. You know they don't be knowing no better, honey. They got to mentally prepare. You got to tell them weeks in advance and still tell them every day up until the date. Not waiting until 5 minutes before the lady get there. He was like, I didn't know anything about this. She was like, yes, you did. He said, no, I didn't. No, you did. Nicole, he did not. He did not. And if he did, he forgot. So anyway, the ladies come to talk to them about the adoption, right? It was two ladies. One was this lady named Jordan. And she founded the Nora Adoption Agency, and they help Black people adopt Black and biracial babies. And they also had an adoption family law attorney there, and her name was Trisha Seeley. Now they're talking to them, letting them know who they are. And so Nicole tells them a little bit about their family. And so Jordan was like asking them, like, do y'all want to adopt closer to your age, or are you looking to adopt a baby? So Nicole wants them to adopt someone closer to their daughter's age because, like, starting over, that's just too much right now, especially if y'all gonna keep this show going, because you ain't gonna have time to do this show, a brand new baby. It's just too much. So yeah, closer to your daughter's age would be good. So then they wanted to know if they had any questions. Her husband wants to know if the family can just come in and want the child back. Like, can the family just come back and be like, okay, this is my baby, I want to take him home now? Now, she was explaining that there are open adoptions, which I knew, but, you know, there are, of course, closed ones as well. And he wants to make sure that their daughter doesn't get hurt because, you know, she'll get attached to the child. And then all of a sudden she's thinking she has a new sibling. And then they have to break the news to her that the child has to go back. So I'm glad that he asked that question, because if you don't know, you don't know. So Nicole was like, well, what kind of things are we supposed to do? Like, are we going to need to take some classes, get certified in anything? Like, what are we going to have to do on our end? Now, they did say that there was a home study that would be done by CPS. There's going to be a background check. They're going to check child abuse registries and all kinds of things. The attorney was telling them they're going to file a petition to start the process to adopt, and that will be simultaneous with terminating the parents' rights at the same time. So legally, The parents will not have any rights anymore. And in the future, if Nicole and her husband divorce, they can't just give the baby back. It doesn't work like that. Oh, no, we're not together anymore, so here you go. No. You are to keep the child just as if you birthed them. And then y'all will, do whatever you got to do as far as custody is concerned, child support, all that stuff. So it's the same as if she had the baby herself. And after they got through asking all the questions and getting all the answers, then that was it. I love this conversation. I had no idea you even needed an attorney. Okay, and this is why we need to have more shows that center around important issues and maybe some things that other people are going through, because I learned a lot myself. Because I'm also going to be contacting these ladies too. Because, honey, I was writing their name down and everything. I was like, let me hop on the Googler, honey. This conversation was so needed on television. And I did like the responsible message that they had afterwards. They were letting you know that you need to fill out everything yourself and research things yourself. Don't just take what they're saying on TV, because this is for entertainment purposes only. Moving forward. So after the ladies left, right, they started discussing how they would want the adoption to be. Now, her husband wants it to be closed. And if later on, when the children gets older or the child gets older, they can search for their parents or do whatever it is they want to do. But for now, they want it to be closed. But for him, the more determining factor would be how their daughter feels. If she's not happy with it, then he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about it. We're not thinking about it. If she ain't happy, then we ain't doing it. Because, she's been an only child for 7 years. So if she don't want to do it, they ain't going to do it. Now, Nicole's husband is 50% sold, but Nicole is all in. Now, I think the two of them need to discuss this a little bit more, because he seemed like he banking on the daughter saying no, but he wants to make Nicole happy. That's what it gave me. It gave me that he really was not sold, but whatever it is to make Nicole happy, he'll do it. And that's not a good enough reason, because the baby needs to feel loved, or the child needs to feel loved, and it needs to be an environment where they can flourish. So if you don't want to do it, say you don't want to do it. Okay, because the vibes was coming all up and through the screen. In the next scene, Nicole and Keisha, they go for a counseling session. Finally, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So the therapist, they're sitting in front of her, and she's asking why they're there. And Nicole explains that they're sisters, and her birthday is in January. Keisha was born in May. They have different mothers, but the same father. She said they grew up in 2 separate households. And she said knowing that there was another child, it did something to the both of them. So then the therapist says, okay, so everyone has an idea of their family and how their family came to be. But when there's an outside child, and Keisha said, wait a minute, hold up. I am not an outside child. Okay. No, he was just sleeping with them at the same damn time. I am not an outside child, because I think of that as somebody who was married. He wasn't married to Nicole's mom. She just decided to stay with him. He was basically sleeping with both of the women at the same time, and she was born. And Nicole's mom is the one that decided to stay. The therapist asked Keisha, well, how does that make you feel when Nicole says outside child? Now, I think the therapist was playing in our face, because I do not remember Nicole calling Keisha an outside child. I don't remember that. She didn't actually say then he had an outside child. She didn't say that. She said knowing there was another child did something to the both of us. Because you have to remember, Nicole has another sister, Monet. So, it's just been the two of them, and all of a sudden they find out they have a sister, and it's like, oh, there's another child. She never said an outside child. So I was like, okay, therapist, I don't know about you, child. Now, Keisha said maybe it's just something that Nicole is used to hearing, because that's like the narrative that people like to paint, but she is nobody's outside child. So my question is, was he with her mom, then he got with yours, or was he with both of them at the same time? And maybe that's why they're calling it that. I don't know, because this is my thing. If I'm in a relationship and I'm with my man and I'm thinking he not cheating on me, then all of a sudden he has a child, I'm going to say it's an outside child. So maybe, I don't equate it to marriage. So maybe that's why I'm trying to figure it out. But the term is hurtful. It's hurtful to Keisha because it makes her feel less than, and it makes you feel wrong in some way. Like, why am I called an outside child? Like, did you not want me? How did I get here? Like, you have to think about those things before you just use certain terms. And Keisha was explaining, she said, I thought my brother's dad was my dad. And then I found out, not even through my daddy, that I was a Braden. I found out through my Aunt Jackie, not my daddy. And she said at 7 years old, she had a DNA test, and that's when she found out that she was a Braden. And that's got to be awful as a child. That has to be awful. For 7 years, you're thinking you and your brother got the same daddy. Then all of a sudden, here comes this man that you know nothing about and his whole entire family. That's a lot. So the therapist is asking of an example where Keisha may have felt left out. Nicole gives this example of how they were all going on this family trip, and Jermisha and Jaquita, they were sharing a room. Monet and Nicole, they were sharing a room. And Keisha felt left out because she felt like nobody made arrangements with her. So she was just left to, I guess, fend for herself. Keisha tells Nicole that she feels like things could have been handled better had she just listened to her in the past. Like they could have gotten through things a lot sooner. Child, Nicole barely want to listen to her husband, okay? I think Keisha would have loved to be closer, but there's always going to be that feeling of I'm not fully accepted. Like, and it's really the daddy fault. It is that daddy fault. He needs to be held accountable in all of this because y'all are here left to pick up and mend the broken pieces that y'all didn't even break. It is his fault. Nicole wants to know, well, how didn't I listen to you? Like, give me an example. And Keisha gave her some examples of how she didn't really know anything about her life. She said it wouldn't have taken her so long to know things about her had she listened to her. She said, I was trying to just basically respect Nicole's feelings about the parents. So I just shut down. I didn't say anything. Now, in the confessional, she did say that she wants to be closer to Nicole. And Keisha said that Nicole's mom, Miss Joy, never mistreated her, but probably has said things behind her back. But she don't know. Okay, she don't know for a fact, but she feels like certain things were said behind her back. She feels like their dad could have done a better job. He could have absolutely done a better job because, yeah, she decided to stay with him, but at the same time, he has another child that he needs to explain things to. Why do I feel different? Why am I over here and they're over there? As a kid, you have so many questions. And half the time, you'd be like, all right, that's enough. But no, you really need to do a good job at explaining. He absolutely could have done a better job. And the fact that it took your aunt to even acknowledge you at 7 years old and not your own daddy, I know she resent him. I know she do. And I'm sure that had horrible adverse effects on both of them, all three of them. This is your daddy's mess and he need to be cleaning it up. He need to be in one of these therapy sessions too. But also, Nicole, I want to say this to you. I feel like you could work on being more open. Like, no, I don't know you personally, but I feel like just looking at you, you seem closed off. It seems like she's not able to get through to you because you have this wall up. To me, she seemed cool with Monet. So obviously she feels more comfortable over there. So something is missing in your relationship. So Nicole then turns around and says, well, I didn't feel safe with you either. I didn't feel like I could tell you things either. Neither one of you want to accept the other's feelings, so y'all gonna be at a standstill for now. Now, the therapist did tell them if anything comes up, make sure to journal it so that you can get your feelings out. In the next scene, it's the day of the Braden Real Estate Group's family rodeo roundup. So they had all the trimmings, you know, the bouncy house, the cows, the horses, the chickens, child, all kind of stuff was going on. And baby Nicole was busting out in a fur, baby. And let me tell you something. If Nicole don't do nothing else, she gonna dress. Baby, if she don't do nothing else, she gonna dress to impress. Do you hear me? Everybody dressed in their rodeo get-ups. And Chris, you back in that hoodie. Chris, you gonna make sure that we know about 126 photography. Baby, he said, I'm gonna use every bit of camera time. Do you hear me? Every time I step on the scene. He probably would have wore that damn hoodie down to his anniversary if Jaquita didn't tell him not to. Child, he gonna keep that hoodie on. So anyway, Miss Oscarine arrives like the queen that she is. Hey, girl. And they take a family picture. Miss Oscarine, she was cutting the rug, honey, dipping it low, picking it up slow. I said, okay, knees. Okay, Megan, knees. Good knees, good knees. Good knees, good knees. Honey, I know that's right. So then Keisha and Caramel, they arrive. Hey, y'all. Chris is doing his videography thing. It seems like he actually wants to work. So that probationary period probably was good for him. So they're getting all the content. Nikki is seeing Keisha for the first time since the lounge thingy. And Nikki was like, you know I love you, right? Yeah, it's good to see you. You know I love you. Nikki, girl, we're going to need an apology about that ex, okay? Don't be calling no more exes. Because if anything happens right here, just let Caramel go on about her business, okay? Don't call them exes. Semi-made amends. But Keisha just there to have a good time, honey. She like, look, I want to have a good time today. I'm fine, girl. We good. It's all good. Over on the other side, Nicole is telling Jermisha that her and Keisha went to counseling. Child, is so many Ishas. Keisha, Misha, Weisha, Lisha. Child, is so much. So Nicole is telling Jermisha that they went to counseling, but they're going to need way more than just one session. That's not going to be enough. Yeah, Rome was not built in a day. Y'all going to get there. Y'all going to get there if y'all stay consistent with it. Hopefully y'all can. So they take another family photo. Everyone's having a good time. They dancing, eating, partying. And y'all know Aunt Charlotte had went to the doctor to have something like a knee surgery or something. That's where Jermisha was taking her. So she was in the house because of the knee surgery. And so Nicole went in to check on her. So they started talking about when Jermisha took her to the doctor, and Nicole tells her that she has an idea of what they should do with the land. So Aunt Charlotte was like, oh, okay, girl, we'll do tell. She said, well, maybe we can divide the land into 20 houses. Like one half will be single family homes to sell, and then y'all can reap the benefits immediately. And then the other half, y'all can get that to rent. So Aunt Charlotte was like, okay, I like that idea. And Aunt Nikki wants to know what they in there talking about. So everybody like, wait a minute, we need to know what Nicole and they're saying to Aunt Charlotte. Honey, let's go. This how my family is. They want to know what's being said at all times. Just knows. They have busted through that. What you being messy for? Honey, they're trying to figure out what's going on. So they go inside to see what all's doing. Okay, because we all need to be involved. This needs to be a family meeting. What y'all doing in here? So before they get in there, Granny is in there, right? And so Aunt Charlotte is telling her what Nicole's idea is. And she was like, okay, let me hear it. So she proposes that they could sell some of the houses and rent some of them. And it may be costly, but they can keep the land. And then Jermisha will be the person that oversees the project. She will be the project manager, and they would pay her a salary. Okay, now see, this done pissed me off, because you know full and well that Jermisha does not want to be anybody's project manager or any of that. Remember when y'all were at the crawfish boil at the table and you both agreed that you do not want to manage any projects? You want to just oversee it and be hands off? Well, then why would you go and sit here and agree to this lady getting a salary? Now, Aunt Charlotte and Miss Oscarine, they both like the idea, but I don't like how they just volunteered Jermisha to do some work. Baby, don't volunteer me to do work. I don't like it. I don't damn like it. So then the other two sister cousins, they come in, and she was like, okay, so we got a good deal for the land. So Jaquita is looking like, what? Oh, okay. So Nicole, did you pitch this idea behind our backs? And Nicole just sitting there looking like, girl. Anyway, Jermisha goes, what? A good deal? Okay. So what's the good deal? So then Granny was like, tell him, Nicole. Not tell him, Nicole. Jermisha said, nah, I have been working on this for weeks, and I have been telling Nicole all about it, and she seemed like she didn't want to have anything to do with it. And now here she is, and here telling them her idea. Like, what is happening? That would piss me off, because it gives favoritism. Now, I don't know if y'all see it, but I see it, because she ain't said nothing too different from what Jermisha been saying the whole dang gone time. So why now all of a sudden everybody's okay with it? Just because Nicole said it, now everybody cool with it. I did not like it. So Nicole was like, okay, so what we want to do is want to build single family homes, and then we want to have you be the property manager or the project manager, and you're going to manage the project. So Jermisha was like, oh, sounds like fun. She's like, see, you thought I was doing something wrong. Girl, that is wrong. Jermisha, you're a people pleaser. Okay, I know you don't want to manage that project, but you also don't want to rock the boat. Shout out to Aaliyah. I know you don't want to do that. Girl, speak up. Don't let them take advantage of you. She was like, I really don't. She was so taken aback in her confessional. She was like, okay, let me just process this for a minute. I said I wanted to oversee the project, not actually be hands-on. Okay, they're giving me more work to do. So let me just process it for a minute. No, don't process it. Say it. I don't want to do that. I couldn't be in this family, baby, because I've been and spoke up. So then Monet was like, okay, we're talking about the land, but what you gonna do with the reception hall, the beauty shop? Like, what you gonna do with all that? Jaquita says, oh, girl, that's going to our mama. See, Jermisha, your sister ain't scared. Okay? She giving bone crusher. I ain't never scared. Just say it, girl. What they gonna do? Whoop you? So Monet is letting them know, well, you know, I work at the beauty shop. They're like, oh, okay, so that's why you think you should get it? So then Granny said, listen, I have 5 kids. Okay? The order. Y'all are the grandkids. So basically, her kids get first dibs. Okay, so sit on down. Moving forward. So then Jermisha calls over Nicole, Keisha, and Monet's daddy to tell him what the plans are. I think his name was Uncle Bubba. She called him over. Justin, who is Jermisha's husband, he asked Granny, so what you want to do after they sell? Like, do you want to sell the houses or do you want to keep them? So then Nikki was like, okay, too many people asking questions now. We got too many people in the business. Everybody want to ask a question, want to know what's going on. Nikki feels like it's too many chefs in the kitchen. Everybody want to talk. No, y'all don't need to be in it. I mean, I felt like he was just asking a question. I'm not liking how they do Jermisha and anybody Jermisha adjacent. Okay. Baby, I don't like it. So now everybody trying to talk at once and they're going back and forth and back. Let me tell y'all what I used to tell my students and what they used to tell us when we were in elementary school. We can all sing together and harmonize, but we cannot all talk at the same damn time. And that was the end of the episode. The episode was cute. I got some information about adoption. I like the fact that there are layers and feel good moments in this show. And I just like it. And plus it's about Houston. So y'all know I'm kind of biased a little bit. I'm kind of biased. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the episode. If you remember to watch, because they did take 3 weeks off. Y'all can't be taking no time off, honey. Because people will forget about you in a minute. Child, a hurricane came through Houston, knocked my whole channel down. And now I can't get back in the algorithm for nothing, honey. They forgot about me. So you think they ain't going to forget about y'all? And we've been rocking for 3 years. Okay? Consistently. Y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.